You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show of the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. We don't have any new callers today, but we got Nico. What's going on, Nico? Are you there, Nico? Hello, Nico. Let me skip ahead a little bit. No, Nico with another butt dial. Let's try, what? Nico part 2.
Brian, how the heck you doing? This is Nico from Idaho. Just finishing up a little grilling.
Yes.
And so the Jaire thing came out. I don't know if I called on this already. I don't think I did. Might have, but oh well. If I did, just delete this. But that was kind of cool. I mean, I'm glad he at least went through the process and is better mentally. I'm a little surprised that even after he was with Baltimore, he thought he was still the Jaire from like 22 or 21 or whatever year he was. You know, he had 1 year where he was, I think, the second-rated cornerback in the league at the end of the season. And I guess as an athlete, you've got to just think positive. Sounds like he kind of ruined his own career pushing through some pain, you know, which are trying to play when he really shouldn't have been, you know. Like, maybe if he'd have taken like a year off, which he sort of kind of did, but then I don't know. I don't really remember the whole deal. I guess he says his knee is good now, and kid's only 29. I mean, you think if it was still good, or if it was like play good, he could play. But anyways, that's how I called. You know, the one thing that I have done this, been that, oh, these guys get paid millions to play a child's game. I've literally said that on this podcast.
Sure.
And it's true. They get paid a lot of money to play a game that we play. We all played for free as a kid. I will say this, though. We didn't get scrutinized like them guys did.
Sure.
And I remember one time I had like an epiphany when I was watching, I think it was a Rodgers Rams game. Packers Rams game. And I just remember thinking how awesome that must be. And, you know, it was like the first play of the game. Rodgers walked out there. He looked confident as crap, like he always has. And he, licked his fingers, looked around. He's reading defense. I just thought, how amazing to be able to do that on a field with 60,000 plus people cheering for or against you, and then have millions of people on TV cheering for or against you. I'm sure it kind of turns you. It kind of probably changes you, you know.
Sure.
And so it probably creates people with big heads when maybe they shouldn't be like that. But as far as the Jaire thing and him, his career obviously didn't end up the way we wanted. Oops, 3 minutes.
Part 2-ish.
His career didn't end up the way we wanted. But one thing that's always bothered me is when Packers fans just talk crap about a player. 30 years ago, you didn't have to worry about the fans talking crap. It was just the talking heads on TV,
Yeah.
Who was that guy that go back on a home run? Get his name. It was just, ex-sports, ex-players and sports analysts, talking crap about you or for you. But now you have the entire world, Obviously, any little thing you do, you get beat. Justin Jefferson beat you on a double play, and then you hook and ladder and you're like, ah. And then just the ridicule you get, which I can only imagine can be very emotionally powerful, negatively, in fact. And I know they say I've heard sports people say this both. More than one say, you say not to look at the comments, but we look at all of them. And I guess I would too, right? But so it's one thing when it's the fans of the teams you hate. Like if you're Rodgers and you throw up, an interception and Bears fans rag on you online, to me, zero effect on you emotionally. You expect that. But when it's your own fan base calling you a piece of crap and you outplay and blah blah blah, that's a bummer. It's kind of embarrasses me that we have fans that do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he straight up mentioned it. I'm sure I'd read the article. Surprisingly enough, I just heard about it from what you said. But I'm sure I can gauge what it says. But I've hated the fact that Packer fans could be so mad at Packers players, They're all just people that are doing the things that we all kind of want to do, but they're blessed enough to have the ability to do it, right? Just like those people that always hated Rodgers.
Yeah.
Probably stemming from the Brett Favre days.
Right.
The old toilet bowl comment. And those people that hated him, we should have kept Favre. Like, hello, delusional. I remember that time. I didn't want to keep him.
I do too. The Jet Favre crew.
Retire and unretire, retire and unretire. And I was just done with it, even though I love Favre.
Yep.
But those people that hated Rodgers because they were Favre fans, they probably still hate Rodgers for crying out loud.
Right.
Holy moly, 3 minutes comes fast when you're rambling.
Well, and then you get, the exact same thing happened to Love. Rodgers proved that he was the guy. It's probably the same freaking people. They eventually came around, and then through the exact same little hissy fit when it came to this situation between Rodgers and Love. But yeah, you think about how stupid it is, but emotional it can be on social media when you get into an argument or whatever the case may be. It's definitely not. Just take how that feels and amplify it or multiply it by millions. When you make a mistake, everybody's talking. It's on frickin' like everything's just bigger, I guess is my point. Even when it comes to Jaire, even if it's not, the emotions are so freaking massive just across the board. And I don't know. It's just it's easy, I guess, to see how things could get so hard for some people. Some people can handle it. Some people can't really. And like I said, you got Jaire was at the top of the mountain, and it's not just like it was. You said it was 1 year. It was where he was at the top, but he's been like the guy his whole life. He's always been that, and it just keeps getting better and better and bigger and bigger. And I think the problem is when you never have those moments of perspective and recognize that this is, you got to appreciate what you have while you have it, because someday it's all going to be gone. It could be taken from you or whatever. If you're not prepared for those moments, they can come at you pretty quick, and it's going to be pretty painful. So, anywho, it sounds like Jaire struggled, and it's understandable. It was a lot of things. It was, again, everything is amplified by literally millions. What is this? Packers and Giants to Anthony Johnson. Okay, I don't really care. I just saw Packers, and then I saw signed, and I saw Packers jersey, and I'm like, what's going on? Yeah, from the highest highs to the lowest lows, and it's not just like I lost everything, but also like he's embarrassed. It's embarrassing. Listen, I get embarrassed when I'm a Packer fan, and Bears fans know I'm a Packer fan, and the Packers, I'm not even playing on that team. They're the ones that lost. I didn't lose, but I get embarrassed. And then they call me out and start talking trash online. I'm embarrassed. As stupid as that is, and by the way, that's a big part of the reason we have such negative fans, is because of how embarrassed they are. And they don't want to have to feel that way. And they can't control it because they're not on the team, so they just yell at everybody else and say they're not good enough. And as stupid as that is, imagine that times a million. Or millions and millions and millions. So, all right, final Nico here.
So yeah, it's. I just wish Packers fans would be above that, but they're not. I think I mentioned when I was at the game, the one game, it was Love's second year. It was the first Thursday night game against the Lions, and they trounced us. In Green Bay. there was a lot of people just dogging Love. And I'm like, you know what? The whole team ain't playing good. It's not just Love. Anyways, I wish that our fans were classier to where they didn't talk crap about our own players. And that, I might have said some things in here, and I might say stuff to my friends. I don't say nothing of this online, because then you get, the players arguing with fans, and you get players' dads arguing with fans. That's so ghetto, It's like, I wish that wasn't a possibility, because it just looks so trashy.
Yeah.
And it could be that there's people that are pretending to be Packer fans, that are really Bears fans, that are just trying to talk crap about the Packers. I get it. There's trolls, just a lot of trolls. But I just hope the kid is better mentally. Obviously, he says he is. And hey, he's only 29, bro. Maybe one more year off, and that knee would be perfect. You know what I'm saying, dog? Well, how cool would it be if Jaire came back and played for a minimal contract and just played a couple years and was decent? A lot of people play past 29, but I've struggled with a bad knee my entire career, albeit it was an amateur career. So I get it, I just hope well for the kid. I wish Packer fans weren't such idiots. And that's about it. Let's see, any other news today? No, not really. Just the schedule came out. I know they're going to do the pajama tour here soon. That's always exciting.
Heck yeah.
I just can't wait for the season, dog. I don't know if I'll get the NFL package this year. I've been getting it the last 4 or 5 years. The wife is not a big fan of it. She always reminds me how much it costs.
I know, every month you get the bill, and it's like,
those things.
Do we need this?
When people just go down the road 20 miles below the speed limit, it's very annoying. That's the point. Guy's probably a Chicago fan. You can't help but suck it. So I may not get it. I mean, honestly, we have a lot of primetime games, and I could save $400. Even though here's my thing that I always tell my wife, if I have to go to a place to watch a game that's not on local television, I'm going to spend 30, 40, 50 bucks every time I go. So, I go to 4 games and I'm already at $4. I think. I don't know. I don't math well, okay? Don't yell at me.
Yeah, well, I will say I am going to talk some trash. That kind of comes with the territory, I think, as far as, doing a podcast. The only other option being just be nice and say everybody's great all the time, which I'm not going to do. But, there are, I don't know, I feel like I try to do it in the best way possible. I don't even know necessarily what that means. I'm trying not to make it personal. Number one, it's strictly about how I feel about you as a football player, not as a human being. Certainly not going to call you out on because I have no desire for you to see what I'm saying. And it's not because I'm a coward. It's because I don't want this to hurt your feelings. This is about I'm just talking Packers with Packer fans. You go be a Packer player. Don't worry about what I got going on. Don't worry about it. That's not my intention. I hope you see this and I hope you're miserable. That's stupid. I don't want you to pay attention to my podcast. But I am going to be honest and say I don't like you as a football player, and I don't think you're very good. But I do think, number one, people take it too personal. Number two, they do try to seek out the player and deliberately hurt them because, hurt people. Because, people are so hurt by, their team losing and now their whole life is falling apart or whatever nonsense. So, I don't know. I don't know what the perfect balance of that is. But I'm going to be honest about stuff, and at the same time, I'm going to try to, not take it too far if I can. Now, if you're Caleb Williams, I might cross a couple lines, but otherwise, I think I'm doing all right. All right, let's take a break. We got Beer Cheese Benny. Hopefully, do some reverse curses for us on the other side.
Good morning, Packernet Podcast.
What up, dude?
Hey, Ryan, Spear Cheese Benny. So I'm just driving to work here after dropping my son off.
Yes.
and I was thinking about the schedule on him, and honestly, dude, I think it actually kind of worked. This schedule that they came out with for us, it kind of works in our favor, man.
I think so.
So, you get you play the Vikings and you have your bye, but then you basically have like another game and like a mini bye in there. I think I don't have the schedule with me. Actually, no, I do have the schedule. Never do this, folks. Freaking look at your phone while you're driving. But anyways, yeah. So we have that Wednesday game, the first ever Thanksgiving Eve game.
Yeah.
And then turn right around on December 6th. So it's like we get like extra time, but I like that we have the late bye. Last year I feel like that bye just did not work out for us. It was a little too early, just a little bit, and but like I know we've had buys in like week 13, 14, and like I think that's a little too late. I think week 11 is perfect, but I seriously predict that we will be 12-5. I think
Nice.
there's going to be a game or two that we draw up.
By the way, I completely forgot. Every year we do this. It's a fun tradition. You guys call in with your predictions on what the record will be. I don't have anything right now, but I will put it together. Beer Cheese, I'm going to try to remember to put you down. I think we've had some other people do it already. It's not going to be a terrible thing if you call back and let me know, because let's just assume up to this point, I don't know anybody's prediction, including Beer Cheese. But we will do that in the future. I'll get that set up, and we'll have everybody's predictions.
That we shouldn't. Like always, you always got to account for that. And to me, I think one of those games would be like, I think we would lose, to like the Falcons and like the Texans maybe. Like those could be the two. But overall, I like the schedule. Why do we always have to start off as a divisional opponent like week one? I swear that happens every year, man.
Yeah.
I hate that.
They like doing that.
But I do, they spread this out way better. Because remember last year, this was bullcrap. They're like, oh yeah, we're just going to have like all these divisional opponents in a row. I'm like, screw that, dude.
Yeah,
like they actually kind of spaced this out pretty good, I think. And I mean, 4 out of the 5 last games are home games for us. That's amazing. So I really like this, and hopefully we can just freaking be hot. This is going to the Super Bowl, damn it.
I hear that. Beer Cheese Part 2.
Ryan, I was completely talking like a damn idiot when I was trying to explain the whole thing about like how we get extra rest. I'm sure it doesn't matter, but I'm calling in because I felt like a damn idiot. I was like just talking in circles. But I finally have the calendar here because I can't do math. I'm it's too early for this crap. It's really not. It's only 6. I mean, I've been up since 4:45. But we got the game on the 25th, and then we could basically get a mini bye, and then we play the Saints. And this is after having a bye already. So hopefully we come out with a win against the Rams, and then get our guys rested again, and then go out and beat the living crap out of the Saints. And I think what I was going to say is I think in the division, I think we will go, I feel like we always split with the Vikings. It just always happens. I think we're going to split with the Bears this year, so that's 2-2. I mean, I think we'll be 3-3 in the division this year, but I think we'll take it because I think the Bears are going to regress, and I think the Vikings are just not going to be very good. And the Lions are just like they're just like okay, And it's going to be tight, I think, but I think we're going to kind of come away with it, win the division, go 12-5. A game that I have a guaranteed loss at is at the Patriots because I found out that Tom Brady was going to be in the booth there. I'm like, well, that's an automatic L. Like, it's just like it's written on the wall, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not going to happen, man. I'm not going to win that game. And I may be going to the Tampa game. Now, I live a little bit farther now, so I don't know, but my buddy's dad was asking me if I wanted to go, and I was like, well, I'd love to, but, you know, I got to figure that out. It's like freaking like 11 hours from me, so I have to get a hotel and all that crap, and I don't know what to do. Like, and then leave my wife at home with the kids. I don't know if that's a really good idea. But I would love to do it. Or I could just take my wife with me. Yeah, and just get a babysitter. Like, screw it, man. You know what I mean? Like, just have somebody watch them overnight. And she can experience the game. She's never been to a Packer game. Actually, my wife hasn't. And I don't know if that's necessarily her first Packer game being an away game and not at Lambeau, but she's been to preseason games and, like, family night, but she's never been to, like, an actual game, I don't think. So, that's a good idea, maybe. I don't know if she'll buy it. She doesn't really care that much, but it would be cool. Anyways, go Pack, go.
Any opportunity to do something together, you know what I mean? That's all it is. And that's, if she's not super into it, that's all you got to sell it as. It's going to be fun. It's going to be, you know, time out, little mini vacation. It'll be good. Sounds like fun. You should do it. Definitely do it.
Hey, Ryan, Beer Chief Danny again. Just calling in because I was thinking about something. You know, the Packers schedule release. It's actually, dude, I'm actually happy that they stayed away from AI and they weren't lazy and used AI. And they actually hired, like, the people from Robot Chicken or whatever, or used the Robot Chicken Studios. And, like, there was a ton of work that actually went into it. And it was actually pretty incredible, man. And, Packy Packer, dude. You know, they were like, the Packers were like, they posted, like, should we bring Packy Packer back? And I was like, yeah, only if the 84 through 86 teams don't come with it, those crap teams. That would actually be kind of cool to have Packy Packer back. That would be kind of freaking awesome.
I'm down with that. I think we should.
But, yeah, no, the video was very well done. My only complaint about it was that, you know, they didn't, you know how, like, I love how the Chargers do it. They always diss. You know, they always diss the opponents or whatever.
Yep.
And I always think that's like a good way to go about it. Like, oh, this is who we're playing. And like they kind of have like a dig at them, you know. But it was definitely. I don't think it was that low budget, to be honest with you, man. Like, I mean, you got to pay those people to do that, and they did a great job of doing it. And then they had the Tom Grossi cameo. I mean, in there, he was like the little guy behind the counter or whatever. And then Leroy Butler going like Lambeau leave, and he jumps through the window. I mean, that was hilarious. But I thought it was great. Yeah, like the other ones around the league were like terrible. Like the Jaguars. Like what like let's just watch this guy get his haircut, and then like let's just put the opponents on the screen. Like, what kind of bullcrap is that? That's like the cheapest thing I've ever seen.
That was bad, yeah.
And but anyways, I mean, I thought it was great, and hoping that see some cool stuff. I don't know if y'all saw, but a bunch of Packers were at the Luke Combs concert at Lambeau. It was freaking awesome. And even Matt LaFleur, he came out and, you know, they shotgun beers, and Tucker Kraft was going crazy. I think Edrin Cooper was there. The whole offensive line was there. That was actually pretty awesome, man. I know if I was at that concert, I would have been going crazy, man. But, yeah, dude. Freaking epic stuff, man. We're off to a good start here. It's off season, man. Like, let's hope that these draft picks kind of show us something here, and hopefully these younger guys can get plugged in, and hopefully our defensive line, like while Parsons is out, these other guys can step it up and be really awesome.
The funniest thing I saw about I didn't even know Matt LaFleur was there, but the Luke Combs thing.
Hey, Ryan, Beer Chief Danny again.
What are you doing? Stupid idiot. Anywho, the only thing I really saw was when the offensive line and Tucker, it was A.J. Dillon. Anyways, the offensive line went out there and shotgun beers or whatever. I want to say it was Zach Tom somebody, maybe it was Dylan, but I think it was Zach Tom. They all launched their beers up in the air. And for whatever reason, Zach Tom's beer did not exactly go up in the air. And I swear I couldn't see exactly where that went, but it looked like it just smashed somebody right in the face. That was not, not that throwing it straight up in the air is necessarily going to feel much better when it lands on somebody's skull anyways. But, yeah, I thought that was freaking hilarious. You mentioned the video and whatnot. I think Tom Grassi we were talking before about like a certain Packers style. There's a certain vibe and feel to it. I think Grassi perfectly embodies that. In other words, if you're a fan of Tom Grassi, if you like his show, you watch his stuff or whatever, then I think there's going to be like a one-to-one relationship between that and people that really like the Packers style and stuff. And that's not meant to be negative in any one direction. It's just stylistic. It's wholesome. It's a little cheesy. It's just we're having fun. It's super Midwest nice kind of feel. And I think there is like a one-to-one there. And so that explains too why, Tom Grassi's built a massive thing as a Packer fan, so that's a big part of it. But the relationship is very easy, I think, between Grassi and the Packers because he is a perfect fit for the Green Bay Packers image. Certainly much more than me, but that's fine. Anywho, all right, yeah, let's take our final break, and we got Daniel from California on the other side.
Hey, Ryan, Daniel from California. I was just thinking about our luck the last, let's just say 5 years, right? Or even, it's probably more like 4, because first one you have on this team, our core, we have 3 guys that are all like, 2 of them are top at their position, right? You have David Bakhtiari, that's the top 3, left tackle, easily, you could say he's easily the premier pass blocking tackle. He just has this way about him. You saw all around a good left tackle. You had Jaire Alexander, where he was at the peak pinnacle for 1 year as the top corner. He regressed. He was still probably top 10, top 15 corner. But still, when you argue corner, he's at the top of his position, right? He's an extremely good corner. And then you have Rashawn Gary. Now, he's more of he was probably like a top 12, but for pressures and for what he was about to do, he was having an insane pressure rate and having an insane impact on the game. And then he got his knee injury that all 3 guys were never the same after. And 2 of them had to retire because of it. And one of them is playing for the Cowboys now. But just imagine like where we could have been if none of that happened. Because if we had Bakhtiari in Tampa Bay, it could have been different. In the playoffs, last couple years for Alexander, it could have been different. Rashawn Gary, if he just gets to finish reaching his potential, is talking about a guy who was the number 1 rated recruit coming out of high school, and just not being able to finish and take it all the way to where he deserves to be because he was a hard worker. I know we saw him running around jogging and being lazy last year, but maybe he's one of the guys that didn't have the best character anymore. Who knows, right? It's just all of the guys that we got rid of, it seemed like they were a lot of the odd man out scenario. Maybe he was the odd man out and he knew it, he saw it. So I just hope we have better luck going forward. We got Tucker, we got Micah. I just pray that these guys, I'm okay. I don't even care if they come back after PUP. Like, if they actually waited longer, I'd be okay. Go back up.
Yeah, and I've commented on this before. I mean, the luck we've had, the terrible luck we've had with injuries has been staggering. It just seems like every single core piece of our team ends up hurt every single time. It's not just injuries. It's not just the quantity of injuries. It's the specific people. And I understand everybody has injuries. I'm fully aware of that. But I just refuse to believe that anybody has had the kinds of devastating injuries that we've had. So, yeah, something's got to give, man. We're going to have to get through a season. I'm not saying perfectly healthy, but, you know, I mean, if we're going to keep losing core players by the time the playoffs roll around, I don't know how much of a chance we've got. So something's got to give a little bit here. We got to be healthier.
Brian Ritter McCready.
Yo.
I'm firing up the old smoker again.
Love it.
This time me and my brother-in-law, we went in on 2 packs of pork butt.
Yes.
So there's 4 pork butts altogether. It's just shy of 40 pounds. So yeah, this is going to be really fun. But I thought we were going to try something a little bit different this time. And inject the pork butt.
Yeah.
But I've never
It's the way you got to do it.
injected any kind of meat. So I was just wondering if you could give me some tips, because I know that I've heard you talk about injecting the pork butt before. So I didn't know, you or any of the other callers had any suggestions. So, yeah, go Pack Go. Thank you.
So I hate to, I mean, I'm never going to get them as an advertiser, but I just, if I could, it would be great. And I whatever, but we're all friends here and whatnot. So I'll just throw it out there. Get the Butcher Barbecue open pit pork injection. Get it on Amazon, $21. It'll last a very long time. It smells like vomit that has expired. It's horrifying how bad it smells, but it is delicious. Now, so the whole thing with pork is it's really not flavorful. It tastes good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's good. It's tender. It's like fatty and juicy, and it's good. But they're so big, and you can season the outside, and the outside tastes great, but the inside, which is still a massive proportion of what you've got, is relatively flavorless. Now, what a lot of people do is they'll end up just re-seasoning it and throw it around in all the juices and everything else, and that does taste good. But I don't know. I don't super like that. I kind of like to, I don't know, leave it where you got the flavorful, the really flavorful, smoky stuff on the outside. It just tastes better if the inside was a little better, and this stuff just makes the pork taste so not fake, not artificial, not like seasoning and all that kind of stuff. It's salty and it's just good. It's just very, very good. So I would absolutely recommend doing it that way. My son complained the last time, although I didn't use this. I used Heath Riles stuff, and I don't think Heath Riles is as good. This is the way to go. Again, this smell is going to be terrifying because it does not smell good, but just inject it, trust the process, and report back what you think. And if it doesn't do it for you, it doesn't do it for you. But I think it's delicious. I think it just makes it taste so much better when you do that.
Hey, Ryan, it's Garrett from Southern Illinois.
Yep.
So I just watched the schedule preview that the Packers put out, and I left it. I actually enjoyed it. I guess call me a little sentimental because they did introduce Packy back to to a lot of Packer fans who don't remember, and I kind of like to see them bring him back. So I think Tucker stole the show, and I guess call me biased because that's my favorite player, but I thought it was funny. So I think I watched it 3 or 4 times in a row so I could kind of start seeing little things here and there. Like on the spin the wheel, one of the options on the spin the wheel was LaFleur's Winery, which I thought was freaking hilarious. So, yeah, I thought it was funny. So I just have an idea for Green Bay's Pro Shop. I think they should sell those claymation puppets as actual like action figures.
That'd be cool.
And the Packy doll head comes off, and it's Clay Matthews with a bunch of hair. So it's like a girl. It almost be like a Barbie doll for a girl, you know, combing Ken's hair, but it'd be Clay Matthews.
Right.
So I think it'd be a crazy promo. So just call me crazy. I don't know. I'm out.
I think it's a good idea. I think they should do that. No, I mean it was a good video. I'm not trying to crap on it or anything. I'm just again they have a certain style and they stick to it, and they honestly I think they do a fantastic job every year. It's just a matter of if I had to choose what style, it would be a different style, but they know how to do what they do very well. They know how to get the Packer fan, and they do a great job as sort of the small town community vibe. You know, they get players involved, current and former, and it's like a big unveil of it's Clay Matthews and all. Like it is endearing. It absolutely is. It's all the things. So, whatever. I don't know what else to say about it at this point.
Well, you know me, Ryan. I'm always full of ideas, and I think I got another one.
All right.
Every Christmas, you always see these commercials all over the place for Chia.
Mm-hmm.
And they should make one where it's Matt LaFleur, and the part that grows is his eyebrows. So you put seeds on his eyebrows and let them grow real long, and then you trim them off. I think it'd be. I think I've had too much Mountain Dew today.
Too much fondue, did you say? You know, I could almost swear there was a thing where you could make your own like chia thing. That would be awesome. I should look at building that and selling it, because that would be freaking hilarious. All right, let's do beer. Excuse me, let's do beer cheese and let's get out of here.
Ryan, beer cheese Benny.
What's up, dude?
I driving to work this morning, and I just let's throw through Twitter right quick. I just wanted to pull something up, and the Brewers beat the Cubs last night. Hell yeah, dude! F Chicago.
Congrats.
In Chicago they did, and of course you have the mentally ill Chicago sports fans. They do have a mental illness, by the way.
Yes, they do.
Talked to my buddy's dad. He's a substance abuse counselor and like therapist or whatever. And he'll tell you that of all of the mental illnesses that the Bears fans have. Anyways, because they chanted Green Bay sucks in a game in May, a Brewers game versus Cubs game in Chicago in May. Okay, this is how ill they are.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, we win 9-3. You just whooped them. It was awesome. And the Brewers posted, a video of after the game. Like Brewers are shaking hands with teammates, like in the high five line and all that. And the caption of it, and I sent it to you. It says, "This win is dedicated to the beautiful city of Green Bay." It's just so awesome, man. But yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, I'm being so serious when I say. I mean, they suffer. The Bears fans suffer from multiple, like derangement syndromes and whatnot, and it's very sad. And so, yeah. But I just wanted to tell you about that post because I thought that was hilarious, and I love when my Wisconsin teams beat those little stinky Chicago teams. I told my son yesterday, I'm like, because, he's 2, so I mean, he's kind of starting to understand stuff, and I'm like, go Brewers, buddy. It's always go Brewers. We'll never root for any of those stinky, poopy Chicago teams ever. They're stinky and bad. And so,
if kids understand anything, it's stinky and poopy.
I'm raising them right, I feel like. Okay?
No, you got it. Killing it.
So, anyways, raise your kids right. Don't let them become Chicago sports fans, no matter what. Okay? And go Pack freaking go.
I can't imagine not growing up in Chicago and choosing to be a Chicago Bears fan. I mean, obviously, there's a whole situation with doing it out of spite, which hilariously, every situation I know of is about spite. My kids always do that just to, or my girls, they're not big into sports, so if they ever get annoyed, they just decide to start saying they're Bears fans or whatever. It's a phase; they get out of it. But the other was my friend who the same thing. Like he'd go to his his dad and would go to their uncles' houses, and he wants to hang out with his uncles, and they just want to watch Packers all the time. So then he became a Bears fan. It's always just out of spite. Again, what is it? It's anger at the Green Bay Packers. Being a Bears fan, and what have I said? The definition of a Bears fan is, since day one on this podcast, it is somebody who hates the Packers, whose second favorite team is the Bears. That's what it means to be a Bears fan. It is just Packer spite. That's it. So you're doing a great job, Beer Cheese. You're a great dad, and we're all very proud of you. All right, I'm out of here. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.